Happy RBE, everyone. So, yes, a lot of updates today. Things that happened yesterday and today. So, at the Humanist Movement, the Humanist Forum, European Humanist Forum that I went to this past weekend, I met some Icelanders who were very interested in what we do. And so they contacted me and are interested in having us meet up with members of Parliament of Iceland. And we're looking at doing that when I visit Iceland in July. And so I contacted another leader in the resource-based economy movement. He's also going to be in Iceland, and so we were already planning to meet up there. And so it's if this can work out, this is going to be a very productive visit to Iceland. That was originally intended to be vacation, but yeah, I mean it's best to take advantage of all the chances we get. So that's exciting. And another thing that's very exciting is that in the RBE United Facebook chat, a colleague, I shared the RBE game that I showed yesterday, and a colleague there likes it and is working on making it an app. So that's a project that he seems to be started right away with, and we've already started with the logo. I asked on Facebook for help for that, and someone volunteered to start helping making the logo. So that's really great, very, very fast and action directed. It's great to see that. And so what else? Other things are just minor usual things, like for instance, I handed out flyers at here in Catalonia we're working for our sovereignty, and here in my city we're famous because we have the retired meet every day at noon and walk around the square in front of the town hall, protest basically, with all sorts of signs and banners and shirts and scarves, yellow scarves, and they actually pretty much fill the square, and they do that every day. It's really amazing. It's inspiring. Even when the authorities tried to make it illegal for them to do that, we made sure to tell them that without disobedience there is no independence. So they disobeyed and have continued that, and that's great. So I prepared a flyer for the sovereignty movement. It's a flyer that teaches RBE values, but it's focused on the sovereignty movement. So basically it says that it starts with the question, how will we succeed in being sovereign? And I give 3 steps. The first step is to have food and energy and sovereignty, to produce what we use locally so that we don't depend on others. The second is to learn how to use distributed consensus systems so that we don't depend on the traditional political organizations and institutions that are easily corrupted and are corrupted, for us to be able to organize in group and take collective decisions. And the third is to join and expand free collaboration networks, because in a monetary system, as they say here, qui paga mana, which is who pays, is in charge. So basically, practically the monetary system is a dictatorship of who has the money. So that's why money-free collaboration networks is a solution. And once we have those in place, which they're expanding very quickly already, we will be able to then go on a general strike, indefinite general strike, which is what a lot of people are calling for, to be able to paralyze the system. And it won't be really a strike, because we'll be continuing to work in these other ways that mentioned above, right? So yeah, that's exciting. And so I handed out this flyer to a bunch of the people in the square. I have to prepare more for them. I want to make a larger version with larger letters, because it's actually a small flyer, and it's probably hard for them to read. But I did hand it out to a few of them going by while on my other errands. And the other thing I did is I put on the shirt again, although it's dirty from yesterday. Since I went out of the house, I'm mostly working in the house today. But since I had to go out and buy a few things to continue on the work I'm doing, I put on the shirt just to go outside for a little bit, just to go in the street. And yeah, so I think that's more or less the updates. Oh yes, I also had a conversation with someone who was an important part of the TCM movement years ago, and she made very good memes that had got a lot of viewings. But now she's focused on population. I wouldn't say on population. About worrying about warning people about the problem of overpopulation, right? And so I had a long conversation with her, and because the thing is that when I talk to people about the resource-based economy, in my daily life, every day, right? Usually the people that are most against it, they say, no, the system's fine, we just are too many on the planet. And then they often make a joke about gassing people, or, that we need to be less, right? But they make jokes about the genocide sometimes, and when I point it out to them, they just say, oh, it's just a joke, I'm not serious. But it's still, in my opinion, it's still intolerable. And what happens is because it's like a natural conclusion. It's when it's very extended, the idea that there are too many people on the planet, right? And so the natural deduction from that, for people that don't have don't really think about it much, and don't have a deep appreciation for people naturally. They just, the natural conclusion, we have to be less, right? And so what happens is that makes people callous to helping refugees and to helping stopping the genocide that is already happening. The people, the children that are dying of starvation every few minutes in Sudan and Libya, and people. It's easier for people just to let that happen because they think, oh, we're too many on the planet anyway, right? Instead of taking action to change the system, right? Which is what we really need, because as almost everyone of us that has seen the Peter's documentaries, and we comprehend very well that the problem for sustainability, what is the monetary system, and that is what needs to change. Anyway, so that's the RBE update today. Remember, we will end poverty and war and terrorism, and create a sustainable and just future for everyone, simply by telling one new person every day that now everybody can live a life of luxury in a resource-based economy. Happy RBE.